Namaste to everyone and welcome to Times Health Plus. I am Vinita Sakpal, a senior nutritionist and yoga teacher from the Yoga Institute, here to guide you on a wonderful series of mindful nutrition for sustainable weight and energy management. Welcome everyone. Good morning, and I think this is such a wonderful weekend because we are going to go close towards the Ganesh Chaturthi. So I hope this weekend is going to be all about preparation for this festival. So today we are going to talk about food mood connection. Okay, in the last session only I have said you all that this session is going to be more interesting because here we are going to learn about how our mood swings are connected with our food eating patterns, right? So of course we are going to learn about it, but before that, if you all remember, in the last session we have learned about something different, right? And I have given you one task of 80-20 rule. I hope you all remember and you have tried to follow that 80-20 rule in this at least 2 to 3 days that we have our session in the last Wednesday, right? So I just wanted to know that did you ever or gave some time to yourself and ponder on that thought that 80-20 rule is something which is very interesting that you can apply into your regular lifestyle, which talks about how to bring balance in eating food that makes you feel more attracted towards, and then trying to find balance into your daily life. So I would really like to know in comments if you have tried that thing. So far what I'm seeing in the comments is good morning Preeti ji, are there any tips for reducing inflammation through diet? Absolutely, there are everything that I'm going to give answers to all your questions. But what we are going to do today is we'll bring some patience in ourselves and we'll focus on today's topic first. So related to that, you can of course ask questions in between the session. But by the end of the session, there is going to be a Q&A session. So there we will learn about all your personal health issues, and that questions I'll answer in more detail. Okay, so we'll do that. Okay, Charuji says, this is my first class, ma'am, not aware of 80-20 rule. No worries, Charuji. Let me tell you all that whatever the sessions have been done so far, all have been uploaded on our Times Health Plus channel. So whenever you get time, you can explore that page and get all the videos as per your time and learn about all that concept, because this will really help you to understand certain things and apply into your daily life. Okay, so let's proceed ahead with today's session. It's all about food mood connection, which will give us understanding about how certain food mistakes lead to certain mood swings and how we blame the stress. Okay, so that we are going to learn more. We'll also understand how to support our hormones with having certain type of food, and need to avoid certain type of food so that your hormonal health is going to be better. And of course by the end we'll also understand how to stabilize our mood swings, how to bring our emotions in control and our energy in control with simple ways. Okay, and by the end we will learn about a very new and interesting tool, which is Rainbow Plate Challenge, which I'll explain you at the end of the session. And it's going to be a very interesting task that I'll be giving you this weekend. Okay. Great. So before we proceed ahead with our today's session, I have a very small question for you all. So the question is basically, if you must have noticed yourself that usually we become cranky, we become irritated, or sometimes we feel dull, low energy, and therefore we blame that it's because I am having certain stress issues, or it's because my environment is not that healthy, or it because the people around me is not that great. So some or the other thing we try to blame on the other things, right? But let me tell you, it's not always that it's because of the stress or because of the workload or because of the people around us. No, sometimes it's also about the meal that you have consumed few hours before. Okay, so even food is something that is connected with our emotions, so that we are going to learn today. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what is there in this. So this food mood, there is a very deep link between each other, right? So what is this link? Let's understand this one of the funda. This is like our gut. Gut starts from where? Right from the end of the stomach, your small intestine, till your complete large intestine. This is your complete gut. So your gut and your brain are like best friends of each other, right? They are so connected to each other that they are constantly chatting with each other. Okay, so what is happening? If your gut is upset, your brain will also get upset. If your gut is happy, even your brain will be happy, right? So that's how the right type of food shows up or affects our food, our mood swings, or our mood or our emotions, right? So what happens and how this is getting enhanced? So number one thing is, suppose in this gut, if you say there are n number of microorganisms, and there are these microorganisms in positive ways and in negative ones, so a ratio need to be balanced. For example, if you are consuming more of junk food, or for example on that particular day you had some wrong foods, may it be like deep fried or sugary items or something which was heavy in some calories. Okay, so when you have these food, for the time being you will be very happy, you will be very excited, you will feel like, oh my god, I've consumed what I loved, right? And after 30 to 40 minutes, then you will start feeling like, I need a couch, I want to just go and lie down on my couch. You feel tired, you feel energy dips, and therefore you want something else to eat at that time, right? So why this is happening? Because we have consumed certain type of food which was acting against our emotion, which was very heavy for the gut to digest it, right? So that's the reason a gut health, if you want to control your emotions, you need to work on your gut health, because if your gut is happy, then your brain will also be happy, your emotions will be in control. Now why? Because in our gut, 90% of serotonin hormone, which is a happy hormone, is being produced in the gut and not in the brain. Okay, so if your gut, you are putting certain foods in your gut in a right way, right manner, and in a right proportion at the right time, then the serotonin hormones will always segregated or secreted pretty well, so that you will feel happy about it, your emotions will be stabilized. But if there is a longer gap, if there is irregular eating patterns, having wrong things at wrong time, then somehow your brain, your emotions will also go on a toss. Okay, so let's see that ahead. How mood swings are affected because of our wrong eating pattern. So number one is about high sugar foods. So now what I'm trying to say over here is, if you are consuming something which is dessert, or maybe a mithai, Indian dessert, or maybe something like ice cream, pastries, cake, when you consume these things, you really feel very happy at that moment, because you are satisfying your cravings, right? So that time, lot of pressure, we can say, or maybe there is over secretion or over exertion on our nervous system, because suddenly the sugar has rushed inside our body, and because of that there is more amount of glucose in our blood. Okay, so when there is high sugar or high blood sugar or more glucose in our blood, your body undergoes in a stress, in a shock, that so much have come now I have to release insulin so that this goes down. So when you eat this high sugar food, that time what happens, too much glucose is getting stored inside the bloodstream. Insulin is sensing that and is trying to reduce it. And in this whole process, if it is excess in amount, this excess goes into fat storage. And therefore, we say, I have consumed only this much, and once a while, how I'm gaining fat? Because somehow your body is unable to reduce that glucose by insulin, so remaining goes in the fat storage. Okay, and when this has been cleared, your body will experience sudden energy dip, and because of that your body will become more irritated or cranky, because it requires some instant energy, your brain requires some instant energy. So this time your nervous system is going on a toss, and therefore we experience irritability, right? So these foods, like high sugar foods, are like temporary thing that will make you feel happy, but after 30-40 minutes you will see that there is certain kind of crashes, energy crashes. So very good example for this could be your birthdays. So what we do on birthdays is we eat our cake, everyone comes and feed that cake, and we are very happy on that day. So post that you will experience that you will feel little tired, and you will feel like, let me go on the bed and just lie down, now I don't want to eat anything, I'm already full. Why that sluggishness, why that slowness comes inside us? Because of the high sugar that has entered your bloodstream. Okay, so that's the reason we have to be very alert. Even if you want to try something, your favorite dessert or favorite mithai, or maybe आपको maybe some cakes or ice creams or some other kind of sweet dishes you wanted to try, you have to make sure you share those things with your loved one, because when we share certain things, the proportion that comes into your plate will be lesser. And in that less proportion, if you enjoy it very gradually, eat that each and every bite very slowly, relish that, and tell your mind that this is something which I'm enjoying, then somehow that cravings will vanish, because you have satisfied your emotions, you have satisfied your brain, right? And even though it's in small amount, therefore it will not create that amount of load. Okay, this is number one thing that we usually mistake, because we think that it's a festival, it's a birthday, it's a occasion, we should eat on we should just go on it and eat everything. But we have to be aware about it, because somehow it affects our moods, that leads to lot of cravings later on. Okay, number two, because of too much of caffeine, that also affects our emotions. Now what is happening, this caffeine which is present in chai and coffee, we maximum people in India or outside India also love having caffeine, right? Whether it's in form of some tea or whether it's in the form of a coffee, right? Everyone loves this caffeine, but the thing is, in what proportion we should consume, or in how many, at what time we should consume this caffeine, that we are forgetting, right? So why the caffeine need to be taken very cautiously? The reason is, it takes almost 8 to 12 hours to get out of the system. Okay, and therefore if you are taking this caffeine little later in the evening, then it will surely disturb your sleep cycle. So caffeine specifically we should consume in the daytime. 1 cup is more than enough, I would say. And rest of the time, if you get the cravings, go for herbal teas. But caffeine should be consumed in particular amount, so that it will show the immediate effect. It's like a stimulant. Caffeines are like a stimulant. It will give you immediate energy spike, and it will make you alert, so that you will be able to focus on the work, right? And therefore after that, once you are clearing out the caffeine from your body, then your sleep cycle will not get affected. But if you had caffeine in the morning also, in the afternoon also, in the evening also, then somehow you are delaying the sleep cycle. And because the sleep cycle are getting delayed, next morning when you will get up, you will still feel irritated and tired, right? So that's the reason it's very important to have this caffeine in right proportion and at right time. Now let's take one example for this thing. Suppose if you have a lot of workload on your table, right, and you have to finish that task in that day itself, so you might get little late also clearing out that task. So what you will do, just to keep you alert, more productive, more energetic, you will have sips of caffeine throughout the day. Okay, now in this whole process, what is happening, you have completed your work maybe around 11ish or 12ish, and you're going to bed. You are trying to close your eyes, you are trying to sleep, but whole night you will see that you are shifting from one place to the another, one place to the another. And because of this thing, even if your eyes are closed, the satisfaction of getting that sleep properly, you will not get that. When you get up in the morning, you will still feel tired, you will still feel that you have that muscle ache, right? So that is all because of the caffeine that you have carried throughout the day. Okay, they are very strong stimulants. It actually overstimulates our nervous system. So that's the reason we have to be very cautious about it. Okay, now number 3, usually when this mood swings happen, also because if you have skipped certain meal, or maybe you had a longer gap between your two major meal. Okay, so usually if we see, most of the Indians, or many people I would say, they skip their breakfast. And when you skip your breakfast, initially you will not feel anything. But around 11ish, 12 o'clock, you will start seeing that you are becoming irritated. You are unable to focus on your work. There is lack of concentration, more irritable. You yelling on the other person, or even if a person comes and asks you something, you're getting irritated with the questions that a person is asking you. Why these things are happening to us? Because of you have skipped the breakfast. Okay, Manisha ji says voice is not audible. Am I audible to everyone? Please write in, your answer in comment section. Okay, Jagdeep ji says, how does caffeine give an energy spike when it has no calorie content? Okay, so caffeine and tannins are the product which are not a product, I would say it's an ingredient which is present inside a coffee that is acting like a stimulant. Okay, what it does, it hits our nervous system and it makes us awake. Okay, and that's the reason we become more alert when we consume too much of caffeine. Hmm? Okay, everyone is audible. Great. Manisha ji, I think you check with your audio earphones and everything. Okay, fine. So let's proceed ahead. We were talking about the skipping meals. So when we skip our breakfast, that time we don't realize anything, but the later time, 11ish or 11:30, is a crucial time where you'll start feeling that grumbling sound in your stomach, and then you will see that you're becoming more irritated, right? And therefore in that situation, either you will react on somebody and then you will become guilty about it, or you won't be able to focus on your work and complete the task, right? So therefore no skipping meals, because our brain requires constant fuel. Now see, our body, if you see yourself, if you fast, if you're not drinking water for 1 or 2 days, you will still survive, right? Because body has stores to use them for the energy that requires for the body functioning. But our brain requires, or nervous system requires, daily and constant glucose source. That's a fuel because of which it will function properly. It's like a scooty or a bike which require a petrol constantly so that it will run, right? So if a constant flow of energy is not going inside your body, therefore your brain will become freeze. It will, you must have heard like words like brain fog is happening, unable to understand anything, becoming blank at certain time. Why these all things are happening? Because over the long time, either you must be skipping your meals, or there is a longer gap between your two meals. When there is a longer gap, what happens? You starve your body so much, your acids are getting produced in your stomach so much that either it is reducing your appetite, or it will make you overeat in the next meal, right? So that should not happen. Okay, so when there is a skipping meals, when there is a longer gaps, your energy means your blood glucose sugar is going down rapidly. So when it goes down, then your moods are getting irritated. Okay, so as I always said, if your gut is healthy, your mind will always be healthy and always be happy. Okay, fine. Yes, Anuja ji, you will get this recordings available. Okay, fine. Let's proceed ahead and let's come on the hormones now. Now, these hormones are usually made from fats and proteins, and therefore these two things are required for our body. We have always listened to things like fats are bad for the body, fat should not be consumed so much, but there are categories in fats, and one category is the healthy fats, because when you consume this healthy fats, you will get good HDL cholesterol for your body, right? And this HDL cholesterol is very good for your heart health, very good to control your moods, right? So this healthy fats which are present in your nuts, varieties of nuts like almond, walnut, cashew, pistachios, many more things. Similarly, in seeds also, like pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, then flax seeds, many varieties of seeds, sesame seeds, coconut, the fresh malai is a healthy fat. Okay, avocado, ghee, clarified butter, these are all good sources of healthy fats. Okay, and now why these healthy fats are important? Because they help to make your hormones, and therefore if your hormonal health is right, then your moods will also be pretty stable. Okay, so that's the reason what you have to incorporate in your diet is the healthy fats. Okay, now if anything that is good for your body should also be consumed in moderation. It is nothing like since it's very good for my body, I'll consume more in amount so that I'll get better benefits. No, anything that goes in excess or very less will always have impact on our body. So we need to find the balance. The moderation is the key for every healthy well-being, right? So healthy fats, if I'm saying you to incorporate, it should be handful, not more than that. Okay, next, cruciferous vegetables. Now these vegetables are very good for estrogen hormones specifically. Okay, because it tries to balance, and the processing of the estrogen, the work, that the functioning of the estrogen which is done is being done because of the cruciferous vegetables. So what are cruciferous vegetable? All the gobi patta family, like cabbage, cauliflower, broccoli, lettuce, bok choy, right? These are all varieties of cruciferous vegetables which you can incorporate into your diet gradually, because if your estrogen levels are in right check, then your PMS, your before periods, which you get that irritated mood swings, that all will be in control. So if anybody who has a very strong PMS, specifically women who have very strong PMS issues, they can have cruciferous vegetable 1 week prior to your period dates. Okay, this is there. Number 3 is omega-3 fatty acids. Now this omega-3 fatty acids are present in your flax seeds, walnut, chia seeds, hemp seeds, and of course in non-veg product. Yes, fish is also one of the good source, but preferably I would suggest you that even if it's present in non-veg source, try to incorporate more of veg sources, because that is more easy for digestion compared to the non-veg source. Okay, so incorporating this omega-3 rich sources will help to reduce your inflammation of your body. Now how this inflammation we get? First of all, we get inflammation by inhaling all the dust, pollution, chemicals, different kind of weird smells that goes inside our body. Secondly, if we are incorporating anything that is highly processed, highly preserved, or canned, pickled, refrigerated food items, these are all uh, things which will lead to inflammation in our body gradually if that is excess in amount in consumption. Okay, so if omega 3 is going pretty well in your diet on regular basis, then you will see there is good reduction in your inflammation, your stress hormones will be in control, the cortisol, which is always at high, will be in control also, and it will improve your emotional balance, emotional stress that often we get with small things, even that will be in control. Okay, fine. Okay, Jagdeep ji says cholesterol is an animal based lipid, right? How does vegan stuff like cashew nuts etc have high density HDL cholesterol? Okay, so Jagdeep ji, of course, not animal based have direct cholesterols, but even the plant based fatty items, for example, cashews, pista, these also have certain types of fats, right? Now, if these fats are being consumed in higher amount, or the sources are consumed in higher amount, and we are not utilizing its energy, okay, what means, it means that if you're having lack of physical activity and there is sedentary lifestyle and you're not using that energy, then of course this excess energy or excess stores will go in the form of fat storage. Okay, and that's how we see there is this LDL growth or VLDL growth. Okay, so this is the difference between animal and plant based. Okay, fine, chalo, let's proceed ahead. Okay, eat to stabilize energy and emotions. So when we when you want to keep your hormones in check, when you want to control your cortisol stress hormones in level, we need to make sure that we have a good balanced meal. Now, what is a balanced meal? It should have carbs, it should have proteins, it should have good healthy fats and fiber. If these four things are well balanced in your plate, not only in lunch, but it should be in breakfast, lunch, dinner, all the three major meals, then and then only you will get all the nutrients that require for the body on regular basis. Secondly, there won't be any kind of cravings because you are feeding your body for the energy at right time with right intervals. Okay, fine. So that's the reason balanced meals are important. Secondly, you have to make sure you eat after every 3 to 4 hours to avoid energy crashes. What happens if any one meal you are skipping or you delaying, there is energy dip inside your body, because of which you become irritated and you want something to have. So you become hangry. What is hangry? Becoming hungry and angry altogether. So that's the reason you have to make sure that you have to consume your meals every 3 to 4 hours so that the energy supply is constant to your brain and nervous system and your emotions will be in check. Okay, and lastly, hydration is must. If water is insufficient in your body, your body will become tired. Okay, and because it become fatigued and tired, you will expect something to eat instantly. So instead of drinking water, we usually go for quick snacks, quick bites. Okay, it can be anything, either your chocolate or whatever is available in your desk, you consume that, right? So this should not happen. So whenever you get the craving, first thing you have to do is you have to take a pause, take water, one glass of water, wait for 10 to 15 minutes, and then notice if your hunger has gone or not. Because sometimes we misinterpret or misunderstand the thirst compared to hunger pangs. Okay, so that's important. Okay. Okay, Gauriji says, have also realized that when I eat after sunset I gain a lot of it. Absolutely, because our body is having a biological clock. You must have heard about the word circadian rhythm. Why this need to be followed? Because your body has been made on the basis of nature. The way sun rises and sun sets, similarly our digestive fire rises and sets down. So in the evening, the metabolism is becoming very slow, and that's the reason you have to consume your meals near your sunset time so that the digestion will be done before you go to bed. But if you eat very late, then what is happening? During your sleep cycle, the digestion is ongoing, and that will make you feel tired next day in the morning. and sluggish, and even it will affect the motions to some people, right? So it's important that at least near to the sunset time you should consume your dinner. Okay, fine. Eating homemade sweets in moderate amount is okay. Most of the people say stop eating sugar and I couldn't see that word. Okay, so basically, and rice. Yes, Charuji, this is absolutely a wrong concept. I would say this is a myth to avoid sugar completely or rice completely, because see, rice is always has been a part of our Indian culture, right? So eating wisely is important. Of course, over the years everything has become so advanced that this rice has become more polished version in the market. Sugars have been so highly processed and has been added into so many things that unknowingly we are eating excess amount of sugars on daily basis, right? So being aware about the amount, having in small proportion, making sure that rice has been combined with right fiber and protein along with it in more amount, so that there is a good balance between your spike, the sugar spike that happens after eating rice because it's starchy nowadays. And in terms of sweets, if you share the sweets with somebody and take a small portion from it and relish it completely, enjoy that even small portion, even that will be something where it will satisfy your craving, and plus you will not feel restricted, right? We should never restrict ourselves in following any sort of diet. Eat everything, but everything has right time and right proportion to be consumed. And even if you keep certain things occasionally, you will be more excited to try that things on occasions. But if everything you're getting on daily basis, then it becomes like a poor habit, and you go on that autopilot mode, right? So that should not happen. Okay, how to reduce gastritis. There's a long list to understand your gastritis and to give you understanding. For now, it just, I would say, avoid all the high sugar products, high salty products, high fat products, and no spice. There should be mild spice into your diet, and also make sure that you eat everything that is thoroughly cooked. Nothing raw you should consume. Okay. Morning when I get up, I have sort of water retention in my palms, feet slightly swollen. What should we get rid of it? First of all, check your sodiums into your diet. Sodium doesn't mean that जो नमक हम लोग cooking में डालते हैं सिर्फ वही है. There are hidden sodiums also. Any packet that you're consuming, whether it's a simple bread or it's biscuit or anything, always flip and read the sodium levels on it, because there is sodium mentioned over there. If it's more than 140 mg, then somehow that product is not meant for you. Okay. And secondly, sodiums are hidden into preservatives. Most of the preservatives are made from sodium based, right? You must have heard words like sodium benzoate and sodium bicarb and soda and all that stuff. So if these things are being under a consumption, then of course you should avoid it completely. Make sure at the night you can do viprit karni, which is like lying down on a bed and raising your legs on the wall, so that whole concentration, the stress, the energies are being drained down towards your stomach, and the digestion is also happening, and plus the water retention will be in control. Okay. Also avoid taking water near your bedtime, so even that will be helpful. Okay, how to reduce stress eating. A lot of okay, so that's what I was talking about, Agmanji. It's very important to understand whatever the pointers which I have taught today is all related to control this emotional eating patterns. Okay, this, as I said, making sure that you should eat a well balanced diet, eating every 3 to 4 hours to avoid energy crashes, keeping yourself well hydrated will surely control your cravings, because you are continuously keeping your energies in check. Then there will be no space for having the stress eating episodes, right? So that is one thing. Secondly, there is one of the tool which I'm going to share at the end of the session. Even that will be helpful for this. Okay. Jagdeep ji says, please suggest a healthy substitute for sugar in tea and coffee. Is stevia okay? If stevia leaves you are getting it, absolutely fine, because nowadays even the crystal stevias are being processed, so you need to check the bottle properly and use that stevia. So stevia is fine comparatively if it's a well right source. But other another safe source has come in the market is the monk fruit. So you can have monk fruit sugar into such sweet products because it gives you 0 calorie. Okay, so that's a good alternative for the sugar. And apart from these all commercialized made sugars, I would suggest go and consume fresh natural sweeteners like dates, raisins, then there is anjeer, um, jaggery. These are much healthier versions compared to the commercialized products. Okay. Arpita ji says, I'm doing a 36-hour water fast. What should be eaten to break the fast? What should be the best type of food for it? So, since you are on this 36-hour fast, water fast, I would suggest when you want to break that fast, start with very gradual food intake, which is like soups, then going on semi solids like khichdis, and then you can start with your proper meals. Okay, but initially if you want to break your fast, start with soups. They are very gentle on stomach. Try to add little protein into it in the soup itself, like moong dal or masoor dal, or maybe a moong sprout into it, and that's how you can break your fast. Okay, how do I naturally get rid of water retention? Naturally, no, nothing naturally happens. You have to make sure that you eat on time. There should be no sodium intake more in amount, no sugar intake more in amount. Make sure that you are exercising pretty well, and if you can control your stress, even that is something that really help in managing this water retention. Okay. What food to consume during Ekadashi? Is fruit okay to consume? Sri Lakshmi ji, I have no idea about what exactly food to be consumed during Ekadashi, because I think that based on religion to religion. Few religions believe on something that need to be avoided during Ekadashi, and few people will have that. So my understanding, as per my experience, I would suggest eat the fast friendly millets like rajgira, singadika atta, or maybe the kuttu buckwheat is one of the good flour that can be used. You can make chila out of it, dosa out of it, or maybe a paratha out of it and have it. Sweet potato is one of the good incorporation. So these all things you can add it. Okay, fine. Arnavji says, Anju, this side, in Ayurveda, cucumber and curd should not be taken at night, but in mostly salads we use both. Please suggest. Absolutely. At night, anything that is cold related or mucus production related should be avoided, because at night our body is going on a rest and the temperature is quite a bit cold. That's the reason we avoid cucumber and curd at night time. But again, curd, if it's on room temperature and who doesn't have that amount of issues with kapha, then they can have at night also in the form of cooked version like a kadhi, or adding curd into something like a dough or maybe some sabji, then it's fine. Because curd is actually pitta prakriti, it's heaty in nature, it's not cold in nature. It becomes cold because we keep in the refrigeration and we eat it as it is, so it's sour and then it catches the cold. So always curd should be consumed on room temperature and never refrigerated ones. Okay. Secondly, cucumber is of course cold in nature, and because it's cold in nature, so at the night time when you will consume and when you blend with the curd at night becomes tougher for the body, and even the cucumber is becoming cold for the body. So instead of that, I would suggest have basic cooked vegetables at night. Cooked vegetable salads at night, like boiled carrot, boiled beetroot. You can add a little stir fry veggies like zucchini, bell peppers, or any other which is available in your vicinity, and have in a cooked version rather than raw salads, because that's better, gentle for your digestion also. Because like at the night time, metabolism is pretty slow and sluggish. Okay, and curd can be incorporated in the form of kadhi, or maybe in the form of curd rice, or adding into some of the other recipes. Okay, this can be managed. Okay, fine. So let me see on the slide if there is anything else. Okay, this is the last slide. Let me just quickly finish up with this, then we'll come to Q&A session. uh, this is a slide talking about rainbow eating. Now, this is going to be a task also for you, task of the week. So please listen carefully. What do you mean by rainbow eating? Rainbow eating means adding everything that is colorful in your plate. Where this colors you will see mostly in the fruits and vegetables, right? So adding more of colorful fruits and vegetables into your plate is must. Why? Because every color has different sort of phytochemicals inside it. Now what are these phytochemicals? These are the nutrients which gives us a functional property, we can say, or maybe a special type of components to our body which heals for which acts as a healing property for the body. For example, if we talk about tomatoes has lycopene, right? You must have heard about it. Good for very skin and gut also, it's very good. So that's the reason this jitna colorful you will eat, more the colorful items you will eat, more you will get different sort of phytonutrients. Okay, this has phytonutrients for sure, but it also has antioxidants. Now what are these antioxidants? It basically they are the components which are sitting inside this colorful fruits and vegetable, which helps to fight back with all the toxins that are there inside our body. All the free radicals are basically anything when the chemical reaction is happening inside the body, the wrong products which are formed inside the body need to flush out from the body, right? So this flushing out work has been done because of this fruits and vegetable varieties that you will have on regular basis. Okay, so that is important. Secondly, this rainbow eating will help to balance your overall mood and vitality, because if this phytonutrients and antioxidants are the one which is really removing all the toxins, unnecessary things from your body will become clean, it will become vital, more energetic, right? The prana will flow very easily, and that's the reason you will be always in a good mood, right? So as you must have seen, when you eat fruits and compared to a cake, how do you feel? After eating food you will feel fresh and energetic, right? But after eating cake, after some time you will feel sluggish, dull, lethargic, maybe drowsy, right? So that's the difference between the natural sweeteners and the artificial ones. Okay, fine. Next, it helps to reduce the inflammation and support your brain health also. So since they are antioxidant and phytonutrients in nature, this helps to balance the inflammation in your body. Whatever the toxins have been removed from the body will reduce the inflammation also from your body, right? So your liver will be cleansed pretty well, your kidney will be cleansed pretty well, your gut will be washed off with unnecessary things pretty well. So that's the reason fruits and vegetables are must into everyone's diet. Okay, so let's see according to the color what are the benefits. Red color is present into tomatoes, berries. Now whatever the examples are missing over here, you can write in the comment section also. It will be a good remembering our fruits and vegetables and making our own list. So anything that is made of red color, like tomatoes and berries or cherries, these are all good for your skin, your heart, your mood, right? Anything that is made in yellow color, for example turmeric, bell peppers, they will help to reduce the inflammation of your body. You can note this all, right? And orange colors, for example carrot, pumpkin, this all will help to balance your immunity and your hormonal health. Okay, purple color which present into beetroot, jamun, or even the purple cabbage, this all will help to support your brain health and reduce the stress. And green colors are always meant for detox and making you feel calm, right? So anything that is made of green colors will always clean your body. Okay, so these are the colors which are present in our fruits and vegetable which we should incorporate in our diet regularly, daily. Okay, fine. So let's conclude today's topic. We have learned about how our plate is so powerful. We have to make our own meal plate so powerful that you'll be able to deal to control your mood swings, and also it helps to nourish your body on regular basis. Okay, it will helps to clean all your unnecessary things from your body on regular basis. So that's the reason small daily choices are very very important thing that you do on regular basis, so that you'll be able to balance your emotional well-being also. Okay. And in so accordingly, the a challenge has been given to you for this weekend is to try to make your plate more colorful. Can you see the picture? Very bright and amazing picture has been mentioned over here, where all the colors of our fruits, vegetables, everything is being added into that one pot meal, right? So similarly, you have to take that effort. You have to put little brain, little thought on our eating patterns and try to make your plate more colorful, and take a good picture of it and share it on our Instagram handle, where Times Health Plus, and tag us, and put that hashtag of my Times Health journey, because this will put you in a habit also. Whatever you are learning, you're putting it into habit, and it's making you're taking even fun out of it. So try to take a good picture and post it on a Instagram channel, and if you get a chance to win wellness goodie, then you can enjoy that too. Okay, fine. So don't forget to follow us on the social media platform. Now Q&A session has been open for everyone. Let's see what people are trying to say. Okay, Gauriji says, I have been very exhausted and lethargic no matter how well I sleep and maintain my diet. What do I do? Okay, Gauriji, I need to look into your complete lifestyle right from your childhood till now. I need to see how you balance your stress, your sleep, your hydration, your how is your motion, how you eat your meals. Either you eating too fast or you eating very slow, or either your each meal is having proteins or not, fibers or not. Everything need to be checked pretty well, then only I can let you know how food will be more helpful for you. Okay, because in a weight balance or weight reduction, it's very important to manage your balanced meal plate. Okay, fine. Nidhi says, I'm suffering from high thyroid. Which meals I can incorporate to reduce? High thyroid means hyperthyroid, right? Or hypothyroid? Please clarify that. Okay, Arunji says, recommend a diet for prostate. Okay. See, Arunji, let me tell you all. I cannot recommend a diet plan, because until and unless I don't know your background history, I don't know your lifestyle, I don't know your eating patterns, I don't know anything about it, how I can directly explain you what a diet suits for you, right? But according to that specific case, I can say, please consume more of fibers and proteins into your diet. Make sure you add varieties of fruits and vegetables into your diet. Then and then only it will help to remove those toxins and reduce that inflammation. Okay, fine. Let's proceed ahead. I am diabetic with HbA1c 8. Okay, eating sattvic diet. Okay, the questions are coming so much that I couldn't read properly. Okay. Um, okay, I have hypothyroid. What are good snacking options and foods to eat to manage the same? Okay, so in hypothyroid, basically the metabolism becomes very slow, right? Yeah, that would be a great thing if I can control the this little go upward. Okay, bus. Okay, fine. Let's see what a person is saying. I have hypothyroid. What are good snacking option and foods to eat to manage the same? In a hypothyroid condition, our metabolism becomes very sluggish, right? When a metabolism becomes very sluggish, you become tired, you get a lot of cravings, and you don't feel like doing physical exercise. So basically, in terms of diet, you have to make sure, first of all, a balanced meal is important. Every 3 to 4 hour you should eat some or the other thing. Physical activity is secondly important, hydration is important, and the cruciferous vegetables which are there should be consumed in always cooked version. Never a raw cruciferous vegetable you should consume, because they have goitrogens inside them. So when we cook it, we destroy them, so it's becomes safe for your body. So always, whenever you want to have cruciferous vegetables like cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower, they should be thoroughly cooked. Secondly, soy products like soybeans, tofu, tempeh, these all need to be in moderation. And if the number is very high, in your case like TSH is high, for currently just stop consuming anything made from soy. Okay, and next is about selenium and zinc, which you need to add into your diet. So add all the varieties of seeds I would suggest, and Brazil nuts. Okay, fine. Let's proceed ahead. Shefali ji says, please share source of protein which we can add in our daily meals easily, veg and non-veg both. Okay, since non-veg, you all must be knowing eggs, fish, chicken. These are the safest to consume. In terms of veg, dals, proteins, legumes, paneer, curd, milk, soy products. These are all veg sources. Okay. Little amount of proteins are present into the nuts and seeds also. Little as in, I would say, in a handful you will get hardly 2 grams or 3 grams. Okay, so little is present into nuts and seeds also. That also you can have on regular basis. Okay, fine. Nikita G says, I'm diabetic with HbA1c 8, eating sattvic diet. Do I need to replace wheat chapati also? Not necessary. If along with wheat chapati you have more amount of proteins and two bowls of veggies, like one is cooked vegetable and one is salads, and your roti is only one or two, then it's sufficient because you have clubbed more of fiber along with that chapati. But if your chapatis are more compared to dal, sabji and salad, then somehow it will create a issue on the sugar load. Okay, fine. Divyesh ji says that, ma'am, I am 61-year-old and being diabetic person, I feel very hungry. How to control it? Number one thing is, in diabetes, every 2 hourly small frequent meal consumption is important. So breakfast is must. In a breakfast, make sure you have varieties of millets along with proteins. So if you want to have poha, make sure in poha you add sprouts inside it and vegetables inside it, so that it becomes a wholesome breakfast. After breakfast, in between 11ish, you should have fruit. Then around lunch you should have proper lunch where everything is present. Then in the evening you should have something, and dinner should be early, not closest to the sleep timing. Then your sugars will be well maintained. Okay, make sure in terms of anything that is starchy, you should avoid it because they are simple carbs that spikes our blood sugar. So starchies are one, jiska chilka, fibers are always removed. So anything made from maida is not good for your body. Then anything that is underground, jiski skin hum nahi khate, that should be avoided, like potatoes. Okay, arbi potato, arbi, then there's suran. These all things you should avoid it. Like avoid as in not completely avoid. Once in a while if you have is absolutely fine. Okay, apart from that, fruits jiska chilka hum nahi khate, these all things you should avoid in terms of diabetes. Okay, fine. Chandanji says, would it be good for taking dry foods during long gaps post breakfast, lunch, dinner? Firstly, Chandanji, if you have on right time and your meals are satisfying your hunger, you will not require that small meals post lunch, post dinner, or post breakfast. Okay. If you're talking about breakfast and lunch के बीच में अगर कुछ खाना है तो of course fruits are the best thing. Similarly, lunch and dinner के बीच में अगर कुछ खाना है around 4 o'clock, again fruits are the one of the best thing. Secondly, will be the dry snacks like murmura, puff rice, or makhana, or roasted chana, or boiled legumes, like a chaat you can make it. These all small portions are absolutely fine to have in between, but post dinner you should never have anything. Your stomach should be completely empty till you go to bed. The digestion should be cleared before you go to bed, so that your sleep cycle will be better. Okay, fine. Nishad ji says, a roll of eggs in breakfast or dinner or lunch. See, eggs are complete protein. You will get all the nutrients that require from the eggs. The only thing, eating in moderation is must. I understand in childhood, since we are very close, or we have that habit of consuming non-veg. So removing non-veg from the diet becomes very difficult, right? But what we say is, why non-veg need to be in control is because it becomes very heavy for our digestive system to digest. Of course it has protein, of course egg like thing has complete proteins and complete nutrition, but everything need to be in moderation. So either you have in a breakfast or you have in a lunch or a dinner is absolutely fine, but keep like 1 or 2 a week is that I would suggest. Okay, and try to incorporate other varieties also. More the variety, more different nutrients you will get for your body. Okay, Nidhi says, I'm having hyperthyroidism. Okay, in terms of hyperthyroidism, you have to make sure that you should not consume iodine based salt. Okay, you should always go for rock salt. Secondly, you can do more of I would say give rest to your body, because in hyperthyroid usually people become lean, the metabolism is super fast. So making sure that every 2 hourly eat very minimal or small amounts of meals, and make sure there is a physical activity which is very gentle for your body, and that's how it will make you feel, give rest to your body. I would suggest make sure your stress are under control, your sleep is pretty well, you are well hydrated. You should keep your body alkaline as much as possible in terms of hyperthyroid. Okay, fine. Gauriji says, how do I control my water retention, especially before I suffer from three autoimmune condition? Okay, now this is a complicated case, because autoimmune conditions are something which is not in our hand, because here our own cells are, immunity cells are attacking our own other cells. So of course in this condition we have to be very cautious that you eat everything that is anti-inflammatory into diet, like adding more of fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds into your diet, hydrating pretty well, but make sure this hydration should be such that it is segregated pretty well in whole day. You should never drink too much of water in one go, that leads to bloating and water retention in the body, right? So make sure every small glasses of water every hourly if you consume, and try to finish your 2 liters of water before the around the sunset, so that at the later night you if you don't take water, it's absolutely fine. Okay, and secondly, make sure your sodiums are in control, that then only your water retention will be fine. Post meal, whether it's lunch or dinner, do walking, so that you will your digestion will be much better, and your water retention will also be in control. Okay, fine. Chandanji says, for borderline cholesterol, will it be good for taking egg or fish and on daily basis? No, or not on daily basis. I will always suggest 1 or 2 times a week is more than enough. Okay. Gupta ji says, after doing exercise, I feel tired and body pain. Is this due to my vitamin? Absolutely. Either there is a lack of proteins in your diet, because of which you are feeling this muscle soreness. Secondly, take vitamin C post your workout. That will give you good muscle recovery. So any vitamin C, whether it's lemon water, guava, amla, or maybe a tomato slices, anything which you feel like having easily, that you can have it post your workouts. Okay, and have then after your workout also have some protein, so that your muscle recovery will be faster. Okay, Divyesh ji says, ma'am, I am 61-year-old and being diabetic person, I feel very hungry. Okay, I have answered this question already. Kutiral says that my wife wants to reduce weight, and making multiple options but eat very less. What is the reason for the weight? First of all, never eat very less, never starve your body. Eating on right time in right proportion is must. Okay, so first of all, stop with this all restrictions. Eat very genuinely at right times, breakfast, lunch, dinner, with good 3 to 4 hours gap. As I mentioned before also, it should have a well balanced plate. Carbs, protein, fats, and fiber is must into your diet, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Make sure all these things, three things, four things, are there into her diet. Okay, and tell her to hydrate well and do physical activity. Okay, fine. Okay, Chandanji says, which food, fruits, dry fruits reduce frequent mood swings? No, not necessary. Specifically, you should have. I would say have varieties. Then only you will keep your stomach full for over the time, and therefore the craving will be prevented. Okay, fine. Gupta ji says, after doing exercise, I feel tired and body pain. Okay, this has been answered. Paras ji says, I have many lipomas on body, what I eat for control. Okay, now this is one of the severe case, I would say, where we have to be very cautious about what we introduce to the body. But I would suggest hydrate pretty well, eat fruits and vegetables more in amount. The variety is important. Even if I'm saying fruits and vegetables, doesn't mean that it should be the regular ones. The more unique ones, or the more variety you can eat, that is more important. Okay, so that it will reduce your inflammation. Adding good turmeric and black pepper concoctions into your diet is one of the things to reduce your inflammation. Okay, fine, let's go down. Okay, Shefali ji says, is it okay to take small amounts of nuts and flaxseed powders every day, empty stomach, to maintain hormonal health. Yes, you can take small amount, like 1 teaspoon flax seeds every day is absolutely fine. Even nuts like almond, walnut, keeping like 3 to 4 or 2 to 3 walnuts into your diet every day is absolutely fine. Just don't exceed the amount and hydrate pretty well. Okay. Okay, Gauri ji says, how do I connect with you if I need to get a personal consult? Because I suffer from lupus, Zika, and Sjogren's. Hmm. Okay, Gauri ji, I understand your case. I would suggest you can connect to the Yoga Institute. We have a NutriDiet clinic over here. So, to have a personal consultation in certain severe cases, we have a team of experts who can work on your case and give you understanding like what diet you should consume in such condition, because it's really a severe case. Okay, take care, Gauriji. Okay. Jyoti ji says, I am almost 6 months postpartum, have been getting insufficient sleep. I am breastfeeding. I have increased almost 15 kg postpartum. I get a lot of cravings. Do you recommend intermittent fasting? For now, please, for your baby, eat on time, eat whatever you like, because your baby is completely depending on your breast milk, right? So the nutrients which your baby requires will only get from your breast milk, right? So don't starve yourself, don't go into any sort of intermittent fasting, anything. Make sure that you eat well, hydrate well, keep your body calm, do meditation, because the way you are, similarly it will affect your baby. So now don't focus on weight and everything. It's okay if it's gaining your weight, it's absolutely fine. We can work on it and get back to our normal weight. But for now, for 6 months exclusively, breastfeeding is important, and feed your baby pretty well. Then after a year, I would suggest you can start working on your body, or maybe after 8 months or 9 months of a baby, you can start working on your body gradually. Okay, fine. I think the time has been up. I understand everything everyone wants to know with the queries. What we can do is, remaining queries you can send to Times Health Plus, and accordingly we will resolve all your issues, because otherwise the time has been exceeding pretty well. Okay, so let me just quickly tell you all. Next week is going to be a good understanding about build your holistic nutrition strategy. We are going to understand how to make your own meal plans. We are going to understand certain food strategies, and also we will enjoy the process of having right diet. A diet should never make you feel like restriction, right? It should not make you feel stressful. It should make you feel happy. So that understanding we'll get in the next session. So everyone, please be stay tuned in for next Saturday, where we are going to have this brief understanding. Okay, thank you for everyone for this beautiful session, and I hope whatever we have taught you today and given task, you will try to do that. And accordingly, eat with awareness. Take care. We'll see you in next session. Okay, namaste.